Okay, welcome to Mark 1 Heater Box 101. So here's a heater box. So this is the side that faces the inside of the vehicle. That's the right side of the box, passenger side of the box. And there's the front of the box. Never mind the pieces that are falling off. Okay. So here's all the ports and ducts, I guess, inlets and outlets of the heater box. So here's fresh air intake with the blower motor. These outlets, one on either side, are for the outermost registers on the fascia. The footwell outlet is here. However, this is just a baffle or a duct. So actually, the heater outlet exits through that opening there. Then in the front of the box, you have the outlet for the center vents, and then you have the outlet for the defrost. All right. So flaps. All right, so there's only two flaps, no blend door. So the flap for the uppermost actuator here is for the defrost duct. So this can open and close the air to the defrost vents. And it is normally in the open position with no vacuum on the actuator. And I can get rid of this housing, right, for simplicity. Then you have the duct that's operated by the dual vacuum actuator there, and it controls this flap right in here, which get some light on the subject. Maybe you can see that better now. All right, so that operates that guy. Okay. So the evaporator core runs through the box vertically here that I delineated with that tape there. The heater core runs vertically through the box here, delineated by the tape. In fact, I think I might be able to go in here and show you what it looks like in here. You can see that pretty well. So you can see that on the left is the heater core down there. On the right, toward the front of the vehicle, is the evaporator core. That's all that's in here. It's just this open space. Okay. So the box is divided into three cavities or three chambers. So I guess you have the inlet chamber on this side that's on the upstream side of the evaporator. Then you have a center chamber here that's between the evaporator and the heater core. And then you have an outlet chamber here. So it's actually, this is kind of deceiving, but it's actually, there's a, the heater core forms a partition here, and then up through here it's blocked off. So where I'm tracing my finger is solid, a solid partition. So airflow enters through here, of course, into this chamber, and the air passes through the evaporator first, right? There's only two ways that air can exit from the center chamber. That is by either flowing through the heater core or flowing out of these holes here, these vents here, which go to the outer registers on the fascia. So you're only going to get cold air out of your outside vents because, of course, it's only passing through the evaporator. So it's either going to be ambient temperature or cooled air. And that's why I think your outside vents are ice cold, because the air's not passing through the heater core. It's just going through the evaporator and out your side vents. So the other way it can exit is into this forward chamber here. And from the forward chamber, it can exit two ways. One way is out to the footwell ducts here, or it can travel up through this big duct in the middle, which then travels on through this contraption here. So all that's in this contraption is this flap. Right, so you can just see right through it. So it's just this defrost flap. This is open. The fascia, center fascia register is open to the bottom of the whatever you're going to call this distribution doohickey, right? So that means that the air that has passed through here has gone through the heater core. You can't see the heater core down there because of this duct. And the way the air is diverted by this guy here, I've looked at some literature online, and they call this the footwell duct. So when it's in the up position, it partially obstructs the air coming out of this vent, coming out of this main outlet up here. So when it's up, the flap looks like that, blocking air out of here, but it then allows the air to come out of this this duct here. Let me illuminate that. Oop. There we go. Right, so you can see there's a cavity to the left there. All right. So flap up, it's going to the footwell ducts, and there's a small amount of bleed air coming through a gap in that flap that you can't see right now because it's not illuminated. With the flap down, you can see that it seals off. There you go. You see that it's sealing off the air to the footwell duct, and it's open to the air coming to this big register here. So after the air comes up to this big register, it has free access to the center duct for the center outlets, and it may or may not travel up to the defroster ducts depending on whether this flap is open or closed. So in AC mode, the diaphragm for this single vacuum servo would have vacuum, closing that flap. And let's see what would happen here. Oh yeah, so in AC mode, and this guy would be down, so no vacuum on him. He'd be relaxed. That would close the footwell ducts and open the flap inside here. Okay. All right, so Super quick recap. Air comes in here, goes through the evaporator, gets cooled. It gets discharged to your side vents. That's why your side vents are ice cold, because it's not touching the heater core. The remainder of the air that goes to the center dash vents or the floor or the defroster pass through the heater core. They may exit here to go to the floor, may exit there to go to the center, may exit there to go to the defrost. So if your air here is hot, but the air here is cold, tells me your evaporator is getting cold, but the heater core must be heating the air before it gets to the center vent. I mean, that's the only possible reason you could I think that you could have a differential between these two outlets. The other thing I'm thinking is that I don't think the heater control valve is necessarily blocking 100% of the flow. I don't know. So I wonder if you might be getting some residual heat from the heater core for the small amount of coolant flow. So you're always going to have a temperature difference between this guy and this guy. Anyway, I hope that made sense. Good luck.